Hello, this is Angela Leong with Lab 11. For Lab 11, the objective is to deploy a virtual machine from a template and to clone a virtual machine. So for the first task, we're going to clone a virtual machine to a template, and as you can see here, I've already started the process. So I'm going to clone student VM-01 to a template, and that was just right-clicking, going to clone, and then clone to template. So I already set up our variables, I guess. So we're going to name a student template, choose training for the data center, and then we're going to put on ESXi1 host. And then for storage, I chose iSCSI LUN 0, and then I changed the virtual disk format to didn't provision it, and then finish. For the next task, we're going to create a customization specifications. So to get there, just click on the home icon, go to policies and profiles, and then under customization specification manager, then we click on create a new specification. So we named it student VM custom spec, and the OS is a Linux. And it's going to use a virtual machine name, domain set as vmeduc.com. Time zone is the US, set to local time. And then we're going to change it to manually, NIC1, and then we're going to edit the settings so that it's a static, like so. And then primary DNS, add the DNS search path, and then finish. For task 3, we're going to convert the VM to a template. So we're going to convert test VM1, that's just a right click, template, convert to template. And yes. After the task has finished, and then we click on the refresh button, we see that test VM01's icon looks different. Looks like a template now. For task 4, we're going to deploy our VM from a template, and we're going to use a student template. So that's just a right click and then new VM from this template. So we're going to name a student VM-03. We're going to choose ESXi1 host. We're going to choose iSCSI LUN 0, and we're going to didn't provision it. And then we're going to check off customize and power on. And then next, and then finish. Okay, so after the cloning is done, we're going to right click and then open console. And then we're going to log on to the VM. And then if we check the IP config settings, we can see that this is the IP that we set for it. And then we can go ahead and just shut down the VM. So that's the power and shut down guest OS. And yes. For task 5, we're going to clone a virtual machine that's powered on. So we're going to make sure that student VM01 is turned on, and then we're going to right click and then clone to virtual machine. We're going to name it hot clone 01. We're going to choose ESXi1 host. We're going to select local 51 as a storage, and we're going to make sure that it's didn't provisioned. And then we're going to keep these all as off as default, and then finish.